In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on February 14, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Chicago Bulls versus Cleveland Cavaliers. The upcoming matchup between the Chicago Bulls and the Cleveland Cavaliers marks the third clash of the season series between these two teams. Cleveland has secured victories in the initial 2 meetings, notching 109 points in each encounter, while Chicago struggled to breach the 100-point mark on both occasions. Following a significant away triumph against the Atlanta Hawks on Monday, the Bulls maintained their position in 9th place within the Eastern Conference. Chicago is now positioned 2 games ahead of the Atlanta Hawks and merely 2.5 games behind the Miami Heat for the coveted 8th seed. On the other hand, the Cleveland Cavaliers, despite a recent loss to the 76ers, maintain a strong hold on 2nd place in the Eastern Conference, boasting the 5th best record in the NBA and trailing the Boston Celtics by 5.5 games for the top seed. The Chicago Bulls have displayed commendable form, emerging victorious in 3 of their last 4 games. The team aims to continue its positive momentum after a noteworthy 136-126 road win against the Atlanta Hawks on Monday. Key contributors in the victory included DeMar DeRozan and Ayo Dosunmu, each scoring 29 points, Nikola Vucevic with 24 points and 11 rebounds, and Kobe White contributing 20 points and 7 assists. Despite facing a 13-point deficit early on, the Bulls rallied in the second half, shooting 55% from the field and 13 of 28 from beyond the arc, ultimately securing a comfortable victory. In contrast, the Cleveland Cavaliers experienced a halt in their impressive 9-game winning streak with a narrow 123-121 loss to the 76ers on Monday. Donovan Mitchell led the Cavaliers with 36 points and 6 assists, supported by Jarrett Allen and Darius Garland, who each scored 21 points, and Evan Mobley, who contributed 14 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 blocks. The Cavaliers engaged in a closely contested game with the 76ers, maintaining competitiveness until midway through the 4th quarter, where the 76ers utilized an 11-2 run to secure the victory. The injury report indicates that the Bulls continue to be shorthanded with Patrick Williams out, and Alex Caruso is listed as questionable. Meanwhile, the Cavaliers are monitoring the status of Dean Wade, who is also listed as questionable for the upcoming matchup. The Bulls have faced challenges on the road this season, winning only 11 games away from home. Conversely, the Cavaliers have established themselves as a formidable force, winning 9 of their last 10 games, showcasing their dominance in recent performances. Adding to the narrative, the Bulls' defensive vulnerabilities become apparent when compared to the Cavaliers. The Bulls concede an average of 115 points per 100 possessions, contrasting with the Cavaliers' impressive defensive rating, ranking 2nd in the NBA at 110 points per 100 possessions. Cleveland's stellar defensive efforts are underscored by their recent performances, allowing an average of 106 points in their last 5 games. Notably, the Cavaliers have convincingly defeated the Bulls in their previous encounters, securing double-digit victories in both matchups this season. The Cleveland Cavaliers, positioned as one of the premier teams in the NBA, attribute their success to high-level defensive play. Notably, the Cavaliers rank as the 2nd best defensive team in the NBA, dominating their matchups with the Bulls. In their initial meeting, the Cavaliers secured a 109-95 victory, even without key players such as Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, and Evan Mobley. The trend continued in January, with the Cavaliers winning 109-91, despite the absence of Mobley and Garland. The Bulls, despite having Zach LaVine in the lineup, lacked the offensive prowess to contend with the Cavaliers' formidable defense. The Cavaliers, currently enjoying optimal health, showcase superior performance on both ends of the court. Despite a recent loss to the 76ers, the Cavaliers are expected to control the upcoming matchup with their stellar defense, while anticipating standout performances from Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland. Additionally, Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley are anticipated to dominate the paint and glass. In contrast, the Chicago Bulls present a picture of inconsistency inconsistency, making it uncertain which version of the team will show up from game to game. Despite occasional flashes of brilliance, the Bulls have experienced unexpected setbacks. The Cleveland Cavaliers, on the other hand, emerge as one of the hotter teams in the league, maintaining peak health. Their recent dominance over the Bulls, winning 6 straight games and covering the spread in 5 of those matchups, adds weight to the expectation that the Cavaliers will emerge victorious in this one. So the Cleveland Cavaliers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Furthermore, the Bulls have demonstrated proficiency in scoring on the road, surpassing 117 points in 3 of their last 4 away games, including a notable 136-point performance on Monday. Similarly, the Cavaliers have increased their offensive output, registering at least 118 points in 4 of their last 5 games, surpassing their season average of 115 points. With an average of 37 three-point attempts per game, the Cavaliers exploit the Bulls' mediocre three-point defense, ranked 16th in the league. Considering these offensive trends, the likelihood of a high-scoring affair is evident. Therefore, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Indiana Pacers vs. Toronto Raptors. Indiana Pacers and Toronto Raptors are set to clash in a battle of Eastern Conference teams, both hovering on opposite sides of the postseason cut line. The matchup takes place north of the border, with the Indiana Pacers making the journey to Canada to face the Toronto Raptors on a Wednesday night. The Pacers are coming off a disappointing 111-102 road loss to the Charlotte Hornets, falling short as a 10-point favorite in their most recent contest. Similarly, the Raptors faced a setback, being defeated 122-99 at home by the San Antonio Spurs, failing to cover as a 6-point favorite in their previous game. In the historical regular season series, the Pacers hold a 55-48 advantage. Still, the Raptors secured the first meeting of the season with a 132-131 victory on the road on November 22, 2023. The Indiana Pacers have been grappling with inconsistency, having lost 5 of their last 8 games overall. Eager to rebound from a recent defeat to the Hornets, where they succumbed to a 111-102 road loss, the Pacers aim to regain momentum. In their previous game, Miles Turner led the team with 22 points, supported by Aaron Nesmith's 21 points and Pascal Siakam's 18 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. Despite shooting 50% from the field and showing resilience, especially with limited contributions from the bench, the Pacers faltered in the fourth quarter, allowing the Hornets to seize the victory. Benedict Mathurin struggled, finishing scoreless on 0 of 4 attempts from the field off the bench. On the other hand, the Toronto Raptors find themselves in poor form, having lost 10 of their last 13 games overall. Eager to avoid a third consecutive defeat after a 122-99 loss to the Spurs, the Raptors face a challenging task. In their recent game, Grayson Dick led the team with 18 points off the bench, while Kelly Olynyk contributed 17 points on 6 of 10 shooting, and R.J. Barrett added 13 points. However, the Raptors struggled collectively, shooting just 39% from the field and 8 of 31 from beyond the arc. They failed to match the intensity of the Spurs from the start, trailing by as many as 31 points before making any significant progress. Emmanuel Quickley and Scotty Barnes had challenging games, shooting poorly from the field. As the Pacers prepare for the matchup against the Raptors, they may be dealing with potential absences, with Benedict Mathurin and Tyrese Halliburton listed as questionable. Meanwhile, the Raptors have R.J. Barrett marked as questionable due to personal reasons. Both teams are grappling with challenges heading into the All-Star break, with the Pacers coming off a loss to the Hornets and the Raptors facing a significant defeat against the Spurs. Currently situated at the bottom of the Atlantic Division, the Raptors' struggles are evident. The game marks Pascal Siakam's return to face the team that traded him to Indiana last month in the deal that brought Brown to the Raptors. Despite Indiana facing injury concerns, they hold an advantage against a struggling Toronto team. While confidence in either team may be wavering, the Pacers are expected to turn their fortunes around sooner rather than later. A win over the struggling Raptors, even on the road, appears favorable for the Pacers. So the Indiana Pacers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Heading into Tuesday, the Indiana Pacers have witnessed the overhitting in 30 out of their first 55 games this season. They currently stand 18th in the league in turnovers, committing an average of 13.5 turnovers per game. With an average of 102.3 possessions per contest, the Pacers rank as the second fastest team in the league in terms of tempo. On the other side, the Toronto Raptors have seen the overhitting in 28 out of their 54 games this season. They hold the 15th position in turnovers, committing an average of 13.9 18.4 per game. In terms of pace, the Raptors are average, ranking 15th with 98.8 possessions per night. Considering the banged-up state of the Indiana squad and the struggles of the weak Toronto team, the game is expected to fall short of the total. Therefore, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Houston Rockets versus Memphis Grizzlies. On Wednesday night, Southwest Division rivals Houston Rockets and Memphis Grizzlies are set to clash in what promises to be an intriguing matchup. The Rockets, with a season record of 24-29 straight up and 28-24-1 against the spread, narrowly escaped a tough battle against the New York Knicks on Monday, securing a 105-103 victory as +1 underdogs on their home court. Meanwhile, the Grizzlies suffered a 96-87 defeat at the hands of the New Orleans Pelicans on Monday, facing an uphill battle as +9.5 underdogs at home. Houston Rockets find themselves in a challenging phase, having lost 5 of their last 7 games overall. However, a sigh of relief came their way as they halted a 4-game losing streak with a crucial 105-103 triumph over the shorthanded Knicks on Monday. Dillon Brooks led the charge with 23 points, complemented by Jabari Smith Jr.'s 20 points and 18 points each from Alperen Sengun and Aaron Holiday. Despite shooting 45% from the field and 10 of 26 from beyond the arc, the Rockets faced turbulence, surrendering their lead before Aaron Holiday's game-winning free throws with just 0.1 seconds left in the fourth quarter. In terms of player availability, the Rockets are still coping with the absence of key contributors like Tari Eason, Steven Adams, and Fred VanVleet. The Grizzlies, on the other hand, are grappling with multiple injuries, including notable players like Ja Morant, Marcus Smart, and Desmond Bane. Memphis struggled offensively in their recent game against the Pelicans, managing only 87 points while shooting 42% overall and a mere 27.3% from three-point range. The Grizzlies' rotation has been significantly affected by injuries, but the recent addition of Yuta Watanabe, acquired via trade with Phoenix, aims to alleviate some of the team's scoring concerns. Monday's clash against the New York Knicks showcased Houston's offensive prowess in the first half, outscoring them 57-43. However, a less efficient third quarter allowed the Knicks to mount a comeback. The game teetered on the edge of overtime until a controversial foul call with less than a second left. Rockets guard Aaron Holiday capitalized on the opportunity, sinking 2 free throws and securing a hard-fought victory for the home team. Despite an overall positive against the spread record, the Rockets have struggled to cover the spread on the road this season. Nevertheless, the momentum from the win against the Knicks, coupled with their solid defensive performance, especially on the perimeter, instills confidence for an improved road performance against the Grizzlies. Memphis may initially keep the score close, but their thin rotation lacks sufficient perimeter threats. This upcoming game marks the 4th and final meeting between the two teams in the regular season. Houston boasts a perfect 3-0 record both straight up and against the spread in their previous encounters. The average margin of victory in these victories was 10 points per game. Memphis enters the game with uncertainties in their lineup, with Derrick Rose and Zaire Williams missing their last outing. In the last meeting, the Grizzlies committed 17 turnovers, contributing to their defeat. Houston managed to secure an 8-point win on the road despite shooting just 36.4%. The Grizzlies have struggled against the spread at home, holding a 9-16 record, while Houston is 2-1 against the spread when favored on the road this season. Despite the Grizzlies earning respect with recent against the spread performances, the healthier and more talented Houston Rockets are poised to take advantage of this matchup to stay competitive in the playoff race. Having won and covered the spread in the last 3 meetings against the Grizzlies, the Rockets enter the game with a psychological edge. Memphis's offensive struggles in recent games, contrasted with Houston's resilient performance against the Knicks, suggests that the Rockets have a good chance of securing another hard-fought victory. So the Houston Rockets to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Analyzing the scoring trends between the two teams this season, their 3 meetings have averaged 207 points per game, with the under prevailing in 2 of those games. Notably, the under has hit in 60 games between the two teams this season. Memphis ranks 18th in pace rankings, according to dunksandthrees.com, while Houston sits at 14th, indicating a moderate tempo for both teams. Both teams have experienced scoring challenges, with the Rockets scoring 105 points or less in 3 of their last 5 games, and the Grizzlies managing to surpass 110 points only once in their current 9-game losing streak. The under has been prevalent in Memphis home games, with a 7-18 record, the lowest mark in the league. In the recent game against the Pelicans, the Grizzlies struggled to reach 87 points, with 5 players contributing to 67 of the team's total. Jaren Jackson Jackson Jr. often shoulders a heavy offensive burden due to a lack of scoring threats, especially from beyond the arc. Houston's strong defensive metrics, ranking 5th in opponent field goal percentage, 3rd in opponent three-point percentage, and 11th in opponent rim field goal percentage, pose a challenge for Memphis to breach the 100-point mark. Lundy's performance by the Rockets against the Knicks suggests a potential inconsistency in their scoring, making it difficult to predict a high-scoring total against the Grizzlies' defense. Jaren Jackson Jr.'s rim protection skills and Memphis's 5th ranking in opponent rim field goal percentage could limit Houston's offensive output. Without Fred VanVleet, the Rockets lack the experience to dominate the Grizzlies, making it unlikely for the total to surpass 217 points. Anticipate a low-scoring affair between the Rockets, ranked 14th in adjusted tempo, and the Grizzlies, positioned 18th in adjusted tempo. Under the projected total stands as our full game total pick, considering the recent offensive struggles of both teams and their tendencies towards a more moderate pace. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.